Starting live. I told y'all I was going live. What's up? I'm gonna let this populate for a minute. Probably let this populate for about 5, maybe 3 minutes, whatever. Cause I know it's Friday and folk got things to do and they getting off work and they're preparing for, wherever it is they have to go today. So I'm gonna try to let this populate a little bit. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Who's on? Who's on? Who's on? I'm letting this thing populate. I ain't even got my watch on. I can't even tell what time it is. But let me look at one of my watches. I'm letting this populate. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Find me a watch. One watch. Alright. What's up, Mario? Hey, Mama Darlene. How are you, my darling? Kenya the Great. What's up, my love? Shaniqua, my beautiful niece. I'm letting this thing populate. I had something in my spirit for a while, and a few things been on my mind this week. And I just got to let them out. So y'all bear with me for a minute while I let this populate a little bit longer. What's going on, Miss Darlene? I ain't seen you in forever. Hey, Miss Kenya May. What's happening? Then we get this like 2 minutes. So if y'all can hang around for 2 minutes. If not, just what's up, Sam? If not, y'all can just always catch it later on because it's gonna be on my wall. But just some stuff I want to get out. So it's 7:25. Once this thing goes 7:26, so that's 1 minute, I'm gonna go ahead and start talking. So it's Friday. I hope y'all had a good day. Actually, hope y'all had a great week so far. Hope y'all got weekend plans. On my way home from work. Hold on, y'all. Oh, y'all like 3 hours behind us. How you going home from work this early? Yeah. It's all yes, Lamonte Tavarius, come through. Kenya girl, I love you. You retarded and I love it. Lamont, I gotta write that down. Lamonte Tavarius. Hold on, is it Tavarius or Tavarius? We'll figure it out later. Okay, it's 7:26. So, this is the thing. First of all, let me start off by saying that, like I always say in my videos, you're more than enough. It is so important for me to share with you all every single day. I have to remind you, because sometimes we forget with life, with family, with people, with relationships, we forget how valuable we are. Or sometimes we've never known how valuable we are. We may have felt it, but no one ever told us, or however you want to say it, or no one ever told us or showed us properly, or whatever the case would be. Or, everybody's situation is different. And so many times, specifically as black people in America, what's up, Eric? We get so many of the wrong messages and we carry that weight around. What's up, David? We carry that weight around and we carry the foolishness, and we start to wear it as a badge of honor. So it's important for me to let you know over and over again how important you are, to remind you, not let you know, but to remind you how valuable you are, and that it's so important. I always talk about knowing yourself. There are so many doors that open, so many avenues to walk down when you know yourself, when you're secure in yourself, when you're happy with yourself. It's like when I talk about the wisdom. What's up, Twan? The wisdom of just making the right decisions and knowing how to handle situations. And when certain people come into your life, what's up, Jay? When people come into your life and when they do certain things, you know how to handle them, how to deal with it, whether to pop off or whether to hold your peace or whether to whatever it is. What's up, Tom? So that's why I'm always constantly telling you guys, what's up, Reverend Jeff? I'm always telling you guys that it's so important. It does the world a severe justice when you treat yourself right, when you know yourself, when you respect yourself, when you love yourself, when you like yourself. So I put all that out there because it's important, specifically for these types of conversations. So I have to be honest with you guys, which I'm gonna always be honest with you. That's something we say. I have to be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I am so happy. I'm at such a beautiful place in my life right now. The blessings, the peace, and I'll touch on all that. Um, but I say that not to brag. I say that as encouragement because many of you, many of my friends, many of my family, my extended family, know the story, know the struggles, know that I've always been a happy person. I've always been a joyous person. I've always been a kind person, a giving person. But somewhere life happened to me and I was still operating on fumes, but and people still benefited from our relationship. But I realized I was not giving my best because I realized I was not giving myself my best. And so I say that I'm at a beautiful, beautiful place in my life. But I say it hasn't been easy. And it's not easy. Every single day that I'm alive and have to deal with life. What's up, Broderick? Um, there's always new situations, new obstacles, new disappointments that come my way. And the peace that I try to get people to recognize in their own lives is that it allows you to better deal with, better handle people and situations. But I say all that to say, again, not from a bragging standpoint, but just to say that if you're working towards something, what's up, Felicia? Love you, sis. If you're working toward anything, what's up, Mickey? Big brother. If you're working towards anything, whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, it's going to take time and it's going to take work. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the time. You have to do the research. You have to figure things out. And even with all that, life still happens. This was not, and this is not, I haven't arrived. I'm at a beautiful place of peace. But as long as I'm alive, I'm going to constantly be striving to be at a greater level of peace. And what's up, Christian? It's one of those things of you have to put in the work, you have to put in the time, and know that it's not going to happen overnight. I come to you today just to say that where I am right now, it's worth it. I don't have a degree. I don't have an associate's. I don't have a bachelor's. I don't have a master's. I don't have a PhD. I don't have billions of dollars in the bank, but I'm so rich. I'm so blessed because I had a mind shift. And yes, I've gone to therapy too. But even before I started therapy, I started working on myself. And you know, it's for me. Let me be clear. I understand that everybody is different, and I respect everybody's individual journey. But one of the shifts I had was I started to pay attention to the things in my life that weren't working, or at least weren't working the way that I wanted them to. I started paying attention to the people around me, how they treated themselves, how they treated each other, and how ultimately they treated me. And so I decided to intentionally make a shift. And that's where I've been operating on. So I go back to saying, whatever you're working toward, there are going to be setbacks, there are going to be disappointments, whether it's the people, whether it's the places, whether it's the things. What's up, Rosie? Things are going to happen. But I beg you, stay the course. Keep pushing. If you have to stop and take a break, do that. Grab a friend, grab a prayer partner, whatever it is you do to get you through. Hey, Audrey, just don't give up. Don't quit. that's another thing. Normally I don't write stuff down, which I did this time, but that was a good segue. Keep pushing and don't quit. And so, going into the next subject, some of you know, and some of you don't. Last week, I think it was, or a week before, there's a young man who, very successful hairdresser, stylist, had his own business, had his own YouTube channel, was doing very, very well. I had the opportunity of chatting with him a couple of times a few years back online. Um, but y'all forgive me, I have allergies. But I didn't know he was battling depression or whatever it could be. Anyway, to see him, successful business, even moved his business to another state and it was still successful. Good looking face, nice body, da 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 da. But 2 weeks ago, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, he killed himself. He committed suicide. And although I didn't know him personally, we had a couple of conversations, but suicide breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart from the standpoint of I've been there. Being transparent, I've been there. I've tried to take my own life 3 different times. I'm so thankful at this point that I was not successful. But one thing that I know for sure, and everybody's different, but most people that I know who have attempted to commit suicide, who I've talked to, or who have committed suicide and I've talked to before, they really didn't want to die. I didn't want to die. What's up, Daryl? Hey, Maurice. We just wanted the pain to stop. We wanted to know, what's up, Brandon? We wanted to know that someone cared. We wanted to have someone just listen and listen without judgment and just open up their hearts and say, it's going to be okay, and really, really mean it. And I'll go a step further with me. One of the times that I made an attempt, I had reached out to a couple of people, and I didn't. Let me take that back. I didn't reach out to people. Spirit knows spirit, and people called to check on me, and so I knew I was loved. That was never the question. But what I was going through at the time, I wanted to stop. And the one person who I wanted to hear from never called. And so after my failed attempt, and I'm going to tell y'all, I got to put some humor in this because I'm sorry about my allergies, but I got to tell y'all, this is funny to me. So for the longest time growing up, I never could swallow pills. I really couldn't even do aspirin. I had to do chewable aspirin. But this time, and this is the funny part, I call myself committing suicide. I get some sleeping pills, and watching TV, I get some cheap vodka, gin, or whatever it was, and I try to take the pills, and and in that moment, spirits start laughing, like, you dumb, you can't swallow pills. So in that moment of tears rolling down my face and me wanting to check out, I had to laugh at myself, at the absurdity of me trying to take my life behind some pain. And again, let's be clear, when someone is in that state of depression, anxiety, sadness, what they need, hey Ronnie, what they really need is to know that someone really cares. They don't need the speeches, they don't need all the good Christian folks talk about, well, if you kill yourself, you don't go to hell. Don't nobody need to hear all that. People just need to, let me speak for myself. I wanted the pain to stop. I wanted that situation that I was going through to stop. I just wanted the pressure alleviated. So I'm so thankful that I was not successful none of the times. But having said that, I noticed that when this young man committed suicide a couple of weeks ago, when he ended his life, I saw a few posts from people who made statements about, if any of my friends are going through anything, what's up, Lauren? If any of my friends are going through anything, before you commit suicide, before you hurt yourself, call me and this, that, and the other. What's up, Durkin? Um, but one thing that I just have to point out, and I want you to think about this for just a second. If you're nasty and negative and catty and messy, you're going to be one of the last people someone who's hurting is going to reach out to. We have to be mindful of our energy at all times. So you're talking about reach out to me. If you ever feel like you want to take it, you're messy or you're negative or no one's going to reach out to someone who they don't feel safe with. And that is so important. We talk about lives matter, but we don't treat each other as if our lives matter. We don't treat ourselves like that. And that's one of the things y'all see me post about. How can I expect you to be honest with me if you're not honest with yourself? And sometimes we have these expectations of people because we treat people right. We want people to treat us right, but everybody's not built the same. Everybody doesn't have the same. They weren't taught the same. They don't have the same level of integrity. So that goes back to my initial thing about finding peace. We all have to find peace within ourselves. We have to find those things that make us happy, that bring us joy, and we have to nurture that. We have to water that. We have to, all those things that it takes to make us whole, make us complete. There are people who go into these relationships wanting someone to complete them. You have to go into this thing complete, and that's just what it is. So if you don't want anyone to, I'm flipping. What's up, Clarissa? The whole thing bothered me about someone wanting to take their life, so someone taking their life, but then these internet folk acting like, oh, you can holler, you can talk to me, but no, you everything about your energy, your personality, all the stuff you've put out is often negative and nasty and not very warm or welcoming. So yeah, you're not gonna get folk to come to you. There's this last little thing I wanted to talk about was this whole and it's not a big deal, but I just want to bring another perspective. Robin Crawford is finally writing a book, and I've seen a lot of people, or if you don't know who Robin Crawford is, the whole writing the book about Whitney Houston, A Song for You. And I've been seeing a lot of people talk about if she was really Whitney's friend, she wouldn't be writing a book. And people talking about she wants money and all this, that, and the other, and it's a betrayal. And I just want to come out with this perspective. She knows the truth of that relationship. That's number one. Number two, it was part of her life too. Why does she not get the right to tell her story? The thing is, while Whitney was alive and after Whitney died, she never said a word. Bobby, Sissy, Gary, Pat, they ran that woman through the mud. She never said a word. Now she's finally said, I've had enough, or whatever the reason she's saying it, but she has the right to tell her own story. She has the right to defend herself. She has the right to put out the truth. She has, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and some of y'all don't get upset about this, but it is what it is, with the whole Monique situation. I remember from the very beginning how that whole thing went down. I was Team Monique the entire time. Now, what I said then and what I'll say now, I don't like the way she handled it. I would not have handled it that way as far as the going back and forth. However, listen to this. I'm not Monique. I don't know the pain she felt. I don't know the level of betrayal she felt. So I can't speak for how someone else should respond to the stimuli that's happening in their life. So I said all that to say, if Robin wants to write the book, if she finally wants to tell the truth, let her. Those were the three things that I just wanted to get off my chest. Peace is a journey, and it's worth it when you get to where it is. And again, I realize that life happens. Life comes in seasons, and it comes many times over. So while I'm in this season of joy, I'm going to spread it like I always do. I've been told, I'm backtracking, but I grew up just being me. And a lot of things that we just do it from the heart. But I've been blessed to, what's up, Jeff? I've been able to bless folk. That's how I'll put it. Just randomly, whether it's in word, whether it's in action, whether it's financially, I'm in a season where Spirit will tell me to move, and I move, and it's just a beautiful place to be. And we often talk about people uniting and loving each other and this and the other. Yet oftentimes we'll walk down the street, we'll walk past each other on the street, and we don't even open our mouths. And it's like, you can't love on somebody if you don't even acknowledge their presence. So it all starts with us. You have to start with yourself. If you want to see change, you have to be the change. And my life ain't perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm living the best life that I can. I'm learning and I'm growing as I go. Those things that I don't like, what's up, Pedro? I attempt to change or alter. But I really want to be a living example of what love looks like, what love feels like for me. We all have different experiences or different levels of love, and I'm working very, very hard to be the example of love that I want to see in my life and that I want to see in the people that I care about. So I don't always get it right because I'm learning and I'm growing. I'm absolutely clear about that. I'm having this human experience just like everybody else. But I will never intentionally try to harm you or hurt you. Now, I have human moments where I think about it and I may react a certain way and then I have to pull it back in. But I love you guys, and it is so very important for me to remind you all how valuable your life is. You don't need to make $1 billion. You don't need to have a NBA team or whatever. You don't need to have whatever it is. You're important. You're valuable just because you are alive. Just the fact that you wake up every morning, you have purpose. Stop looking at social media and looking at other people's lives, because a lot of that is just smoke and mirrors. Sometimes we have to unplug from social media. We're paying too much attention to what we perceive other people are doing. We have to start learning how to appreciate every valuable thing about us. You are the people know, people I've been talking to this year, when 2019 came in, what's up, big brother Steve? Hey, Jonathan. I've been saying my motto has been 2019 is all about you. That doesn't mean you don't have to do things for other people and take care of other people and help other people out. But what that does mean is you can't do it at your expense. You are the most important person. You have to take care of yourself first. You can't give away what you don't have. And that's what happens a lot of times. We're running around on fumes and we're broken and we're on empty or we're on a half a tank and we're steady giving and giving and giving, and we don't stop to go back to that spiritual gas station, if you will, that mental gas station, that emotional gas station. We're running on empty, and although the people in our lives are blessed by it, we're not giving them 100% because we're not operating on 100%. So it's very important to me that you do those things that nurture you. It's important that you take care of yourself. It's important that you know, no matter what people say, no matter what people do, you're the prize. You are the prize. You have value. That's important for me to know. I had to get this live out because there's a lot of stuff going on. And even with the stuff going on, you still have to, you have to, you have to know how important you are. If the people whose attention you're trying to get ain't paying attention, leave them be. The time will come, if it's meant for you for them to be in your life, they'll come around. But stop bending over backwards trying to impress folk who don't care nothing about you or who dumb or are too dumb to realize how valuable you are. You have to know it. If you don't walk around like you're the prize, and I'm not talking about being stuck up or conceited, but if you don't see the value in you, no one else is going to see it. You can't convince me that you're valuable if you're not operating in that vein. What's up, Michael? So it's Friday. I had a long day. I had a full book today, and I'm thankful for the full book. I'm thankful for this season of abundance. But it's very important, no matter where I go in life, that I give back. And giving back is being an army of one and just spreading love. You don't need a platform. Not platform, but you don't need to have 35 TV stations and a talk show and a radio shot. You can just walk down the street and smile. Say hello to somebody. Acknowledge somebody's presence. That's one of the greatest gifts. Y'all who live in the DMV, who are those who grew up with me, know I'm big on hugging. I'm big on exchanging that positive energy. So whatever it is that brings you joy, that centers your spirit, that makes the world a better place, keep doing it. Link up with other people who are going in the same direction, who have the same mindset. If you're the smartest person in your group, you're in the wrong group. We should always be learning and growing, and it starts with us. Stop looking for other people to pour in and pour in and pour in. Start doing your own pouring. Like I've been saying all year, I finally get, when my cup is full, I'm good. Everything that falls out is for the world, but what's in the cup is for me. No longer am I operating on fumes. I can't do it. And no is a complete sentence. When I'm not at 100% of giving my best, I'm not showing up. I'm not going to that party. So I love you guys. I just want to encourage. I want to inspire. I want to uplift you. I want you to believe in yourself. So having said that, I want you all to have an amazing weekend. I had to get this out. I had to release it. And sometimes that's all we need, is just to release it, because you never know who's in need of what you have. Those very things that you're trying to hide, that you're ashamed of, that you feel guilty about, are the same things that other people need. They need to hear your story. They need to hear your truth. They need a breakthrough. They need to know that they're not alone. And sometimes that's just going back to the whole suicide thing. Sometimes people think that they're all alone. Their family and their job and their friends and their religion and whatever has told them that they're wrong and they're worthless and they're useless and all this other stuff. And it's so important for people to realize, I'm not alone. I can make it. I need to hold on. Change is going to come. Whatever it is that you have to tell yourself. But it starts with believing in yourself and knowing that you are absolutely, amazingly more than enough. You're the gift. You're the prize. You have to get to a point where if you don't believe it by now, you have to start. Say a daily mantra. Say your own prayer. Make up your own thing about how beautiful you are. Look in the mirror. If it's your eyes that you like, if it's your nose that you like, if it's your earlobes that you like, find something that you love and just every day say that until you find something new that you like. You like the way your eyebrows go. You know what I'm saying? It is so important that this is the best way to put it. It's very, very easy for me to love people, for me to show love to people, for me to take care of people, for me to hear the voice of spirit and to operate and do those things that be me, because I'm in a space of loving myself and making myself the priority. It's easy for me to love other people when I'm loving myself. And so that's what's important for me, is that you all find whatever it is, whatever that thing that turns that key, that reminds you that you're the prize, that you're more than enough, that you're awesome just because you are. Stop comparing yourself to other people. A lot of people just, again, smoke and mirrors. Some people are living a life, but I'll say this too. We all have different paths. We're all individuals. We all measure success differently. Some people it's the degrees, some people it's the house, some people it's the money, some people it's flying all over the world. For me, it's knowing that I've made a positive difference in somebody's life, and that at the end of the day, I can go to sleep knowing that I've done right by people. I'm a man of integrity. If no one's watching, I'm going to do the right thing. That's success to me. My parents, my family, my extended family love me, and they know they can trust me. They can, what I say, they can take to the bank, because I'm not going to steer anybody wrong. I'm intentional about being a man of integrity. So that's success to me. If the money comes, hey, which it will. I ain't begging for nothing, so hey, I'm happy about that. But again, I've heard over and over and over again, your gifts will make room for you, and I'm experiencing that now. So again, one of the things I said earlier, hold on. Whatever it is you're working for, whatever it is you're striving for, whatever it is you want, get yourself a vision board. But don't give up. Each step that you take, each class that you take, each lesson that you learn, each heartbreak, each disappointment, if you don't give up, I promise you it's getting you closer to that thing that you're trying to achieve. So please don't quit, and please don't ever stop believing in yourself. You have to be your greatest cheerleader. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I'll be back when Spirit moves to tell me, to remind you how important you are. What's up, Fred? What's up, Brian? I love you guys. Holla.